Erin Jones here with our One Residential YouTube channel, and today my co-host is Mario Rios.
Yeah, Erin, I'm here excited to be here and share the insights that we have today.
Great. We're going to be talking about the top 5 mistakes first-time homebuyers make. Let's make sure you don't make them. The first mistake first-time homebuyers make is wanting to buy your forever home as your first home. What do you think, Mario? Why is this a mistake?
Yeah, I mean, I see this happen time and time again where buyers just get caught up with thinking that the first home they're ever going to be buying is going to be the one that they're going to be in forever. And it's just simply not the case.
Yeah, I mean, the average person stays in their home somewhere between 5 and 10 years. And I don't know what it is exactly today, but in the past, the average mortgage was 6 to 7 years. So those stats are really telling us you're probably going to move sooner than you think you are. And I find that buyers actually wait to make their purchase until they feel like they have enough money to buy that forever home, where they could be buying the smaller home, the for now property, and maybe making that a rental property, or they could sell it and take that equity and put that on the down payment for your forever home. So if you're waiting to start because you want to make sure you have all of the money in the world or everything's perfectly in alignment for your forever home, I really encourage you not to do that. I mean, Mauro, you started about 6 years ago.
Yeah.
How many of your buyers, you have worked with so many first-time buyers in your career, how many of those buyers have actually sold their home already?
Oh, I mean, it's been a 3 to 4 year turnaround. I mean, they started with a condo. They understood that they weren't going to be there that long, and now they're in a townhome or they're moving up to a single family. Like, circumstances change all the time. People have family that, move in with them, or they grow their family themselves. Things just happen and things change all the time that causes people to move. So you never know, especially that first home.
Yeah. And I see people, they don't even have kids yet and they're planning for the high school or planning for that big backyard their kids are going to play in.
Yeah.
But, we just don't know what life's going to give you. So why don't we just make a right now decision that could work out long term and might be better for your financial future? You never know. Could work out. So number 2 is shopping for homes without a pre-approval. Ooh. Why is this a problem, Mario?
That's a big one. I mean, there have been countless times that a buyer is going to an open house or is looking at homes and they're loving the homes that they're seeing on Zillow or Redfin, and they just, they don't know what they don't know, right? The numbers may not add up, may not make sense for them, or they might be, holding themselves back. They might be able to afford more home than what they're actually thinking about.
Yeah.
So knowing the numbers ahead of time is going to be super important, just because that way you have a plan that you can go off of.
Yeah, and if you don't know your price range, like you might have some spreadsheets or you put in AI or you did whatever research you can, but maybe when you talk to the lender, they have a totally different financial picture that you didn't really put into the AI, search. So they might have a different budget, and that could be higher or lower. I find a lot of times people are pre-approved for way more than they actually want to spend. But I always tell my buyers, I'm like, let's ask the lender what you can afford and then find your budget based on where you feel comfortable in there. But if you have no idea, we don't know where to start, we don't know what budget to look in, you might fall in love with a home and then it's not even in the budget with the lender, and the lender might say you can't have that, and now we've got some heartbreak and things like that. And then, like Mario said, we might be able to spend a little bit more to get you just that extra bedroom that you need or whatever, because you're not understanding what the total payment might look like, or you're not understanding your whole financial picture. So we're going to kind of give you a really good snapshot. When you're meeting with the lender, they're going to understand your whole financial picture with you and give you the best advice they can.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of these websites have those, mortgage calculators in there and things like that, which is great. It can get you by, but really speaking with a lender, having them run your credit, having them understand your financial picture is going to give you the best and more accurate number for sure.
Yeah, and a lot of people say, okay, well, I don't want my credit checked. I don't want someone looking at my credit until I'm ready to buy, and maybe I'm ready to buy in January. Well, you know what? First and foremost, why are you spending your whole life making sure your credit's good? It's for this moment. When you
Exactly.
say it's for buying a house, that is the
Hmm.
ultimate way you can use your credit. And so, why wait until you're ready and your lease is up in 2 to 3 months, and then you found out somebody opened a Target card in your name, and now you got to figure out how to get that
Yeah,
fixed,
that's a
right?
big problem.
It could sabotage your plans, and we don't want that to happen to you.
Yeah.
All right. The next one is I'm a first time home buyer and I'm waiting for rates to drop.
Ooh.
How many times a day do you hear this?
Oh, at least 3 times a week.
So, 3 times a week, just one agent in the market. What does that mean? Every agent in the market has buyers on the sidelines. So, what does that mean for you as a first time home buyer? It means if you don't take action now, there could be so much more competition if rates drop. Now, I'm not saying go spend more than you can per month, right?
Right.
We totally get it. The payment's not great. Okay, we are
Yeah.
paying interest on a property, hundreds of thousands of dollars. We don't want to pay more than we have to, and we don't want to just pay any rate. You want to shop lenders, you want to make sure you're getting the best available rate. But the thing is, if we wait until your payment is $500 less because rates went down, your payment is not actually going to be $500 less because the price of the house is going up. You might miss out on that home inspection because it's so competitive. You might not be able to get an appraisal contingency because it's so competitive. Now, we can't predict the future, but just logic tells me that that's definitely going to happen with the amount of buyers that are currently sidelined. So if you're able to afford it and you can make that payment and you're okay with that long term, if nothing changes, I would jump in the market now. You might be able to get your closing costs paid. You might be able to get all contingencies. I mean, just this time of year, we definitely see all the time buyers getting what they want in the contract instead of sellers. So
Yep, absolutely. I just had 2 go under contract this last week that otherwise in that neighborhood at that price point, I mean, those buyers would have been competing. And right now they got all their inspections, they got all their contingencies, they have time, which is what a lot of the times when rates drop, you don't have time. You don't have time to do that inspection. You don't have time to really shop around and feel, the neighborhood out and see what you like. So you get time back, and you also, you're seeing that there are a lot of opportunities right now.
if you are waiting for rates to drop, just know that could be super competitive and you may be waiting even more because you just can't get in the market at that time.
Yeah.
So, our next mistake that first time home buyers make is not hiring their agent when they start the process.
Yeah, Aaron, that's a big mistake that buyers are doing by not hiring an agent. They're essentially, putting all the ideas that everyone else is telling them into their mind, and they're going into a situation where they think they already know and understand what is to be expected. It's like going in for a doctor's appointment and knowing that you have a health issue, but then you go back and you research it on your own, and instead of consulting with that expert, you wouldn't do that.
Yeah, you're going to go to WebMD, you're going to go
Exactly.
to
Or,
ChatGPT or Claude or whatever,
exactly.
and you're
Yeah.
going to be like, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
And then you go into the doctor's office and they're telling you something else, and you're like, no, that's not true. This is what I. So
Mhm.
we're having a lot of conflicting information at that point. And we're not saying that your family or AI doesn't know things, because they do. And they've been through it before, and they have advice for you, and you should heed that advice. That is definitely very important.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we know the local market. We know what's happening today. They might have bought 10 years ago. And Chat GPT only knows what people put in it before or what's going on. In a news article last month, we know the current market today and what's actually happening. You might make a mistake because you're talking to a friend that bought in 2021 and they're telling you you can't have a home inspection or something like that. But right now, you can. So we're going to help you understand all of the contingencies, what your rights and responsibilities are as a buyer, all the contractual language, everything that you're going to go through in this local DMV market. We're going to help you understand that. And we want to start way before you're actually ready.
Exactly. And we start with a consult every time. And that's because we want to explain to you what that process looks like and give you a full explanation as to what you can expect and what you are going to see throughout that process. And so the consult's really where it starts.
Well, the consult, I feel like if you're my first time home buyer, I don't want you being kept up at night thinking, what's the next step? Or what was I supposed to do? Or what does that terminology mean? It is really a time for us all to be on the same page. And guess what? I get to sleep at night too, because I know I gave you everything you need to know and to make the educated decision that is going to be best for you.
Yep. Yep.
We're going to wrap up with number 5. The next first-time homebuyer mistake is not understanding the total cost of homeownership. Now, this could go 2 ways. The first problem is maybe you don't understand the repair cost that you're looking at your home inspection report, how much that roof, furnace, the age of your systems, that could be a big problem. The second one is maybe you're just thinking things cost too much. Maybe that house needs new flooring and you don't know. You're thinking it's $20,000. But maybe we get a quote and it's only $5,000 and you could make that house what you really want. We need to understand both ways, and we're here to help you understand how much money you're actually going to output throughout your cost of homeownership, or if something needs repairs.
Yeah, I work with several first-time home buyers, and a lot of them think it's just going to be my mortgage and then maybe the HOA fee or condo fee. But really, depending on the home that you're going to be buying, if it's a single-family home, that has significantly more cost of ownership and maintenance costs than a condo would. So it also comes
you
down.
don't want to do your own yard.
Exactly. It also comes down to lifestyle.
Yeah,
for sure.
If you buy a single-family home and you want someone else to do all of the yard care, I've seen that cost maybe $5,000 or $6,000 over a year.
It adds
up.
Well,
that's $400 or $500 a month. So, are you shelling out that kind of money to take care of a lawn that maybe you're not using? Maybe you're not buying the right house. Maybe you need a townhouse. Maybe you need a condo. Right. So we're going to help you through all of those ideas. Also, is there a house on one street that's getting multiple offers that's fully renovated? And maybe there's a house been on the market for 60 days down the street that needs some cosmetic things? Mm-hmm. We can help you understand what that cost is, and you actually spend less on the house total because you didn't have to overbid and overpay on this one over here.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, it is a beauty contest, and all the buyers that we know are going towards the home that is nicely prepped, ready to move in. But if you are willing to put some sweat equity and understand the numbers as to how much that's really going to cost, in reality, sometimes it's not going to be as much as you think. So if you're willing to put some sweat equity, you can actually get a better situation for yourself and not have to compete.
Yep, that's right. So the total cost of home ownership is really important, and that could be high or low. Yeah. I'll just leave it on one more tip. I had a buyer, they wanted to buy a house with a very large retaining wall in the back.
We know how those go.
Well, that retaining wall needed a lot of work. And I will tell you this, the next buyer is not going to pay $20,000 because you had to repair the retaining wall. So that is a sunk cost, and you're not going to get that back. Maybe we look for the home that needs some kitchen updates that you might actually get your money back after you've done them. So these are the type of things that we can help advise you on. And when you start early, you hire your agent first, we can walk you through this entire first-time home buying process. Thank you for watching our episode today, the top 5 mistakes first-time homebuyers make. And I want to have a special thank you to Mario Rios, my co-host today.
Thank you for having me. I love sharing the tips today and providing all that insight.
And if you're a first-time homebuyer in the DMV area, please visit our website to get more of these tips and a consultation with us today.
And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.